Dude, this this guy was telling me that you can start creating. They're trying to create something where they're bypassing syndications. So everything is bought on some sort of blockchain NFT thing, and then you can trade in and trade out of properties really fast,
Mhm.
and you can combine your entire portfolio really easily with all of your investors. I was like,
Mhm.
what? It was really hard for me to understand the words that are coming out of their mouth because I just can't comprehend it. They're just I can't understand what they're saying.
It's a whole different language. Yeah.
It's so weird. Like it's English that's coming out, but I can't understand it. It's so nuts. I'm sitting there listening to these tech guys talk,
Mm.
and I don't know, it's just so crazy. So, anyways, I'm like, dude, why don't you guys just keep it simpler and just buy real estate the old-fashioned way? And yeah, I don't know. I
Well,
think
they
I
feel more
think
comfortable in their way.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think what I'm like being a part of that community, they like really appreciate that I'm there. Like the founders of it, they've done like transformational work. So as soon as we like kicked off on that, we've been like really a part of all they're doing, and they're doing something really big here in Vegas.
How old is this? This is a young team. What's
What was
what's the
that?
old what is the oldest of the founders? I mean, what kind of experience? How old is the team that is
Dude,
put together?
so it's called venture, they're like venture capital, like a venture venues or something like
Mhm.
that. And
Yeah.
they're starting basically here in Vegas, and they're gonna be building Vegas, Miami, and they're just kind of like expanding everywhere. But the
Wow.
network is huge. There's so many people. Like every single meetup that they have is over 100 people.
Mm.
And some of these guys there, like they give everybody 10 seconds to make an introduction of themselves. And then I'm like, oh shit, okay. So there's multiple people in there with 100+ million sitting. And so
Yeah.
it's kind of like
Well,
majority
yeah.
obviously are people trying to pitch their ideas and their deals.
Yeah.
And just really a lot of interesting people. I think techie people are just like really interesting. They're like smarter or something. Their brains work a different way. All right. So what was I showing you guys?
They're the techie, but they need experienced realtors like you, myself, the different diversified experience to bring that team together. Whether it's Miami or Vegas or whatever, Pompano,
Yeah, I'm kind of new. I'm kind of new still, so I'm just trying to like see what I can contribute and what I can fit in there. But
Yeah.
you know who I met? I met somebody whose partner is the executive producer of Sound of Freedom,
Nice.
and he is the money behind Sound of Freedom, the movie. And in the movie, the guy that plays the billionaire is this guy.
That's funny.
Freaking nuts. And he's gonna come and he's gonna be on my podcast in September, and he's gonna come on to one of our Monday night calls.
That's pretty cool. That's a
His
good connect.
story is crazy. He is billionaire in real estate.
Mm.
And when Tim Ballard came and reached out to him for support, they needed somebody to be like, the billionaire guy going down to South America, like, saying he wants to buy kids and stuff like that for their parties.
Hmm.
And then they bust all these guys. He quit he retired from real estate to go full time being this like vigilante. He's like
Ah,
real life like Batman. It's pretty crazy. So he wasn't allowed to, while this movie was being made and all the stuff that he was doing, he wasn't able to show his face or anything on TV, anything like that. And now, like, he's starting to do interviews and bring more awareness to this stuff. Pretty crazy.
mm.
Yeah.
Hey,
Anyways,
Cool,
I
man.
that day that you told me about those four properties there near Ogden that are for sale, I was walking around and I stopped into Oasis and I talked to the manager there and I didn't even realize that it was part of Gold Spike. And she mentioned that it was all for sale. And so I assume that's what you're talking about now. But Yeah, I just happened to go in there and happened to chat with them just because I saw it across the street from those 4 properties that were for sale.
So they're coming online in the next like week or so.
See.
But this is not what we're underwriting today because this gold spike's going to be some ridiculous amount of money. So we're not going to underwrite this.
No.
But the downtowner, which is next to the Ogden that we're closing at the end of this month, that is for sale. And I want to underwrite that deal.
Interesting.
So perhaps Sujay will be able to join us later. We are we're looking at it together and we're trying to make an offer this week. But let's see.
Downtowner. Cool.
So you saw Gold Spike and Oasis. Oasis is the hotel. Gold Spike is the casino.
Yeah, I've been in Gold Spike many times before, even up in the apartments. But this is the first time I've been to Oasis, and I didn't realize that they were kind of one and the same. They said there was 130 units, and that includes Gold Spike and the Oasis. I guess they consider them all under one roof. No, they're kind of buildings next to each other.
Yeah. So Gold Spike is a casino, right?
I don't think it's casino. It's more of like a bar with a bunch of games, pool table.
Oh, right. Okay, I see.
Giant Jenga. It's kind of like a a playground for adults, but just adult games, giant beer pong that you play with basketballs and trash cans, things like that. And they have roller skating in the back, all sorts of.
Is it really popular over there?
It used to be. I haven't gone there much in the last couple years. I don't know exactly the status right now.
The owner of Circa owns this, right?
I think it's all downtown project owned. Tony
No,
Shade.
I think Circa, the owner of Circa owns that, I think.
Really? Derek. Yeah.
Maybe. Okay, so there's 2 deals that we're going to look at today. Welcome. Let's officially get the underwriting call started. Thank you guys for being here tonight. Underwriting is such an important and pretty fun part of finding real estate. Sometimes people get really frustrated because it's kind of repetitive over and over, but I really enjoy it because, looking at real estate and just imagining the possibility of buying it and owning it is really, really fun for me. So when I look at deals, I'm like, man, if I own this thing, that would be so cool. And that's what I'm looking at when I'm looking at deals too. And when you're underwriting, remember that you're always trying to uncover a picture, like the story. What's the story of this deal? Why are they selling? What's the inconsistency with the income? What's going on with the expenses? You want to find out why the seller is selling before you get into the deal. So underwriting is so important in that. And we haven't underwrote a hotel before, but since, partnering with Sujay in our Deal Tank show on Saturdays, we've really been talking a lot about hotels, and more he's enrolling me into hotels. Okay, just because of the cash flow. And when I really think about it, it's kind of like Airbnb, but on a times 100 or whatever amount to 125 rooms, right? And yeah, I like Airbnbs. I think the income is great on it. But what would it look like if you put 125 Airbnbs on top of each other? That is what a hotel really is, but when they're all together, you can the expenses come down a little bit, like cleaning expenses, all of that, instead of having somebody come and it costs $200 to clean the property, because they're on payroll, it's much cheaper to clean each room. But we're going to take a look at this. So I'm going to show you guys the listing, and I'm going to also show you guys the T12 that they gave us and what is included in this and what are we looking for. So we'll start with the hotel, and then we're going to look at the deal in Pompano Beach, which is really interesting as well. I really love the location. But yeah, let's start by looking at this property. So we bought a property that is a 30-unit property literally across the street from this. All right, this is in the downtown area of Las Vegas. And as most of you guys know, I am huge on what's going on here, and I want to be one of the guys, right? Like 10 years down the road, they're going to be like Legends Equity Group and Alex. They're the ones that, control all of these properties down here. And as we control more properties, like what happens in this area is up to us, which is really, really cool. When you can take, like, if you can control a market, like a sub market, it's advantageous to you as the owner. All right. So yeah, this is the next deal that we are looking at over here. There is a lot of deals that just came out, and I was hoping that all of this was going to come out next year, so that starting right now to the end of the year, I could start a fund for picking up these properties. But now that they're coming out, they've been released, and these amazing properties are coming onto the market from Tony Hsieh's portfolio. It was being operated by Downtown Vegas for the downtown projects for a while since Tony Hsieh passed away. The area kind of has had a little bit of a halt, but now it's like really coming back. So yeah, I've been seeing this for a couple years. Anybody that lives in Vegas knows that this is a really hot spot, right? Everyone that lives in Vegas knows something is going to happen here. So let's see what the broker says. And this is on LoopNet. And most of you know or may think that LoopNet is a place where deals die. But I'm glad that most people think that, because the more people think that LoopNet is a place where deals dies, that means the opportunity is also there too, right? In investments, real estate, anything, if you think against the masses, the herd, it is usually a good decision. So, right. So this is on LoopNet. I mean, it just came out. So, let's see. Prime downtown Las Vegas location. Yes, we know that. Strong historical performance and recent improvements. So, yeah, I've seen it. I've seen a lot of people hanging out. Every time I drive by, I see a lot of people hanging around this hotel. It's in an opportunity zone, and it offers really good tax advantages. I'm actually having somebody send me a bullet point list. And Dwight, if you want to also look into this, is what does it actually mean to be in an opportunity zone? Okay, I think there is very, very good tax advantages for being in the opportunity zone here in Las Vegas. I think something about the capital gains, like you don't pay capital gains on this property, something like that. So that would be really cool. And all of these properties that we're looking at here is in the opportunity zone. Let's see. The upside potential, the redevelopment of downtown Las Vegas continues to gain momentum. Yes, I believe this. I think that 13.6 million, according to our underwriting, is a little bit high for what it is right now. But if we take into consideration of what's going on, I think a couple years down the road, this is going to be a huge discount, right? $109,000 a room. It's very low. Okay. And then I'll talk about what I'm looking at when I'm looking at this deal also. Let's see. It's a downtowner boutique hotel, 125 rooms, blah, 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 blah. Okay. All right. So newly renovated 2019. I could see that. There's a little mini golf course in there, or pitch and putt, whatever it's called. So, all right, this is the OM. Oh no, download the OM. Sure, 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 sure. All right. So if you are completely new at looking at deals, The OM is called the offer memorandum. So any real deal, they will spend some money to put together their deck. This is their pitch deck. Now, one thing to remember about OMs is that OMs are usually optimistic to borderline, or actually optimistic to bullshit. All right. So a lot of their numbers, a lot of the things is that. As much as I'm biased towards how amazing Las Vegas, this downtown area is, I'm still going to be looking at it thinking, okay, they're really trying to sell this thing. Whatever they say, I got to take it with a grain of salt. But because I live here and I know this location really well, I'm able to discern what's real and what's not. All right. So this is really cool. When you drive by this property, you actually see this little mini golf course thing that they got inside. It's pretty interesting in their courtyard area. Cool little fireplace. They could probably get some better chairs or something, but this is really cool. It's an entire little mini golf area. They say it's a 7.5 cap rate. Hotels normally are like that. Okay. I want to see some numbers or something. Okay, so this is number of rooms in the downtowner and number of rooms in the second building. Okay, that's interesting. I don't know what that means. But they do have 125 rooms. I mean, these rooms could probably use a little bit of an upgrade on some things. Okay. Oh, all right. So we get the building plus the parking lot. That's good. And there's plenty of parking on the streets here. This is actually, I know this area really well.
Is parking free over there, Alex, or do you guys?
No, I think they charge for parking, which
Okay.
is good. So this is extra revenue. I saw on their T12. Okay. What is this? This is a cool map. I don't know what this map is. Okay, Gold Spike. Yeah, Gold Spike is the other one that we're really. This is so you have your Fremont, you have your the Fremont experience right here, and this Gold Spike right here is the other property that we really like. And actually, we just got this property right here, this one, these two like blocks right here, and this block right here is also for sale. $14 million for it. There's a 7-Eleven right here. There's a warehouse type of thing right here. And this is right across from the big Ogden building. Oh, wait, no, sorry. It's this building and these two lots. These two lots and this one. So this purple right here is a big Ogden building. It's really huge. This is where Tony Hsieh lived. So this was, this is prime location right here. This will be untouchable properties in the future for sure. And I think this one's going for 4 million. This one's going for 3 million. This 7-Eleven's going for 4 million, and another piece over here is going with 3 million. So 14 million for it all. So we can either buy that. There's a warehouse here, like an event space, actually. A 7-Eleven. This is a parking lot. So they all generate revenue right now, but they are asking for, a lot of money based on the revenue. But continuing on with this, I really like this map. I'm going to take a closer look at that map later. Okay, so this is the second building, I guess, that's included. So this is that second part that has the 25 rooms or something. Here's the main one, and then here's next to it. Okay, so it's really two buildings and the parking lot. Good to know, good to know. The property we just bought is right here in this left corner.
Hey, Alex, is that parking a lot separate than the hotel pie?
No, the purchase is all together.
It's together.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need to go 3-4 story, whatever the maximum is for parking.
Mhm.
Just like Miami here, you get charged about $20-$30 a day to park in Miami. Okay.
Yeah.
Every hotel, that's a great money maker. Low maintenance parking garage.
That's true. That's true. So, I mean,
Hotels,
having that piece of land allows us to do a lot more things right there for sure.
but that piece is great there for the hotel.
Yeah, I
You
like
need
it.
it.
Okay.
You need it.
Let me just go to the numbers.
There's a parking garage right there.
Yeah, this
That's a parking garage right there.
this is part of this El Cortez, this big hotel.
Mhm. There you go.
Yeah, parking the parking lots here make so much money. It's crazy.
That's an easy $20 a night, every spot.
Yeah. Where hold on. Nope, wrong one. One sec. So I'm gonna pull up the underwriting now. Or the T12, I mean. Boom. Okay, can you guys see this all right? All right. That's a T3. That's last year's.
You can zoom in a little bit just where the numbers are.
Yeah, just a little bit more.
Okay.
Right.
Nice.
All right. So I'm gonna take the T3. Actually, you can't even take T3s on hotels because right now is like kind of like a hot season. So it's probably making a lot more. Let me just look at the other one. I think this was the one we were looking at. This. So we're looking at last year, and then obviously we'll take a look, you know, towards the other one as well after. So this is last year's January 22nd to December 2022.
How many rooms
125 rooms.
for this one? No. Is it combined?
Yeah, this is the downtowner. We're still looking at the same thing.
What's the gross yearly income on hotel for that?
So right now is saying it is 2.6 million.
That's a good number. I looked at a couple of hotels. We're doing 1.9 to 2 for
Yeah.
120 rooms.
Yeah. So
that's like in New York.
Mm-hmm. How much they want for that? Something crazy, right?
Well, no. Up in New York, was 100 room they wanted $8 million.
In New York, what? New York City?
No, upstate New York.
Oh, upstate New York. Okay, yeah,
near Albany, near the capital.
Yeah.
100
So
rooms,
their
800,000.
NOI, their NOI is 856,000.
Yeah, let's run it like that.
And some of this, so there you can see some discrepancies where we want to look at, okay, what happened when we're looking at underwriting, like what happened in June when it's a hot season where there something happened here where their NOI is only 13,000.
What happened in January?
Yeah, so let's see, their expenses are really high. So Sujay says that usually what they do is they take a multiplier of the total revenue. Okay, because hotels are kind of like unpredictable with a lot of their expenses and things like that. And they run somewhere around like 60 something percent for their expenses. And according to him, 65% occupancy is actually not bad. So we have, where's their percentage?
Also, when you compare hotels, you gotta compare whether it's a flagship or not. If it's a
Yeah,
mom
it's
and
not. This
pop,
is boutique.
yeah, if it's mom and pop, rate's different, right?
Yeah. So we do the other option we have. So here's like, this is why real estate's so much fun because we can put a lot of things together. And let me see, there's actually chats. Her hotel expenses vary. Yeah. So, Louis, you know, trailing 3 months, last 3 months. Yeah. They vary and it's hard to grasp it because there's so much movement, so it's actually somewhere in the 60s. Let me see. So their total occupancy is 61%, and their average daily rate is $87 a night. Okay, so one of the things I think will happen in downtown area is that this average daily rate is going to go up. Okay, and also the occupancy I believe will go up as well. But this is pretty. Let me see. What is this? June, July, August. June, July, August usually are the busiest times here in Vegas. So, like, hotel being a new game that we're going into, I would not be comfortable buying this hotel on my own without somebody that has the experience. This is why real estate is so, especially when you're buying these big deals and really any business, you never want to go into it just chancing it. Like, oh, yeah, I think it's great. I made this mistake when I was younger. I bought 2 restaurants when I graduated from college. And I never ran a restaurant before. Man, I could have made like $10 million with it if I knew what I was doing. But instead, I ended up losing all my money and being in debt. Lost my car, lost my house. Fun times, fun times. All right, so you know,
Alex, can you give us the address of this thing so I can look it up while you're doing it?
yeah.
What's the address?
Just look up Downtowner, the
Downtowner?
Downtowner,
Downtown.
Las Vegas.
Downtown.
You should be able to find it right away.
Okay.
All right. So they say it's a 7.5 cap. So let's just look at it this way. I'm attempting to write this hotel deal. I was hoping Sujay was going to be here, but he said he was going to do his best to make it here. So I'm just going to do my best on my assessment of this property. Divided by 0.075. And, according to this, if it was a 7.5 cap, like they said, if you take 856,000 and you divide it by 7.5 cap is 11.4 million. Okay, so do we want a 7.5 cap? Sujay said that we should be looking at, let's try to get at an 8 cap. Okay. And the other move that we also have on this deal is that if we turned it into a choice hotel, we would be inside their franchise. And I think, as much as the downtown area likes the boutique feel and everything, I just think being a part of this network of people that have loyalty to Choice or Marriott or Hyatt or something like that, there's an opportunity for it. So right now, with where Sujay's at, Marriott, it will cost us money to go in with Marriott. With Choice, they will actually give us money to be a part of it in this location. So very interesting, right? I mean, we could put things together. If Choice gives us $1 million, $2 million just for us to be under their flagship, might be a good idea. Like being a part of Choice will probably 100% increase the occupancy of this property.
Definitely.
Yeah. So that would be one thing we consider. So you see, like, underwriting on this deal for me, I can't just go through it super fast, but I can go through some numbers based on what I know about multifamily and just the location itself. You can start to paint a picture of this. All right, so let's see their operating income towards the end of last year. So the highest month with 182,000. Their total expenses, so what happened in December? Where December had the lowest expenses, but the lowest NOI as well. So I guess the higher the expenses that they have, it means the busier they are. See, this is something that you also have to know about hotels, that it's truly a business. You're running it like a business. That means the more expenses you have, they probably spend more on marketing here, spend more on payroll because it's busier and all that. And that equates to a higher like NOI. I don't know what happened in some of these months. So, we'll probably revisit this once Sujay makes it back on here. But if anybody has can you turn into extended stay with small stove and fridge? Yes, you can. Maybe we can take that one building and do extended stay. All right. Maybe we can do midterm type of rental over there. Could be. That might be something to do over there. Downtowner LV. Yeah. All right. So, Sujay told me that we should probably be making an offer somewhere in the 11.5 million area. So, according to this NOI that they have, 856,000, if you divide that by 7.5 cap, that's what you get. Now, I do want to see how they're doing this year. Okay, it's all pretty much same. Go down. Oh, wait, what? That's the other sheet. This is what, 5 months? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see what their T3 looks like. So we'll take their NOI, which is where? Right here. I mean, it doesn't really look that impressive to me. So 133,859 plus 56, 285. When we take T3 income, 12098. What you really do is you add those three numbers up and you multiply by 4. So it's 1.2 million. Okay, so I can see why they would think times 0.075. Oops, divide. Okay, so remember that earlier when we saw their January numbers, it was like a negative number. So something happened that month that we can probably like erase that month, right? That 859,000 might not be accurate. Times 4 divided by. Okay, so if we took the T3 income and we multiplied it by 4, it gives us 1.2 something million, and we divide that by 7.5 cap, this building should actually go for 16 million. So let's like back that up a little bit. 300,000 times 4, 1.2 million. 1.2 million is the NOI. Divided by their asking price, which is 13.6 million. So we could, because their number is messy and this is actually on the rise. We're really kind of getting this at an 8.8 cap. To me, this seems like a really good deal. And so Sujay and I will come together and we're going to talk about this because I'm going to make a move on this deal. Regardless, I think, if we're going to offer 12 million, we offer 12 million, but I really feel like 13.6 million, we can do it, right? There's going to be cash flow. So why don't we try doing, so this, what we'll do now is I'm going to take out my iPad and do a napkin quick underwriting to see if how this thing's going to cash flow. All right. Sounds good. Great. Let's do it. So any questions so far? All right. Every single time I want to share the screen, I have to download a plugin.
Is this the Tony Shea investment group that's selling?
So hey Dwight, can you give me the address to this?
Yes.
Or whoever has it. I'm gonna look on Property Radar. So Property Radar is for those of you guys that don't know, is what I use to kind of research the background, like about the property. Actually, you know what? I will show you guys on the computer as I do it.
Ooh, finally, yay.
I forgot that I can do it on the computer. I thought it was just an app on my phone. But this a little bit. So two programs that I use is PropStream and Property Radar. Come on. Okay. So one of the other things we've been doing, Property Radar is great for, is we went to a search because we're actually considering starting a property management company. And so we put in properties, what type of properties, we put industrial, multifamily, some of these things, and we put in the zip code, and I can find all the properties in that zip code in Las Vegas that is industrial and multifamily and all that. And I can reach out to them and, solicit them. All right, what's the address?
It's in the
Glad you
chat.
got it.
129 North 8th Street. '89101 is the zip.
Yep. All right, so it's right here. Dang, they bought this thing for $2.1 million in 2013. They have no loan on it. This is a paid off property. Well, I know when obviously Tony had billions of dollars or $1 billion. Okay, I don't know who operates it. If it was, oh wow. So when they bought it, it really looked like crap. So 110 8th Street LLC has it. It's not really. I want to see who's running it. If it's the downtown projects. Yeah, so this is part of Tony Shea's portfolio. So this is the downtown projects running this. All right. Well, this is a cool it's I think it's a $99 or $120 or something a month. But it allows me to search and look up properties, knowing how much sellers owe, is part of building the story, and seeing like when their loan is coming due. Like this is really important. What type of loan they have? Is it coming due? Like you can calculate their numbers and see if they're underwater, if they're in trouble, all that stuff. And what is this? Is this other properties that they own, or is this neighborhood? Oh, never mind. This is just other properties. Cool. Anyways, all right, let me show you guys what I would do with underwriting now. Connecting, loading.
Alex, what was the name of that software or program you were just showing?
It's called Property Radar.
Thank you.
Yeah. So what's cool about Property Radar? What? Unable to connect. Hold on. Property Radar. Oh shit! I don't think I'm connected to the same network or something. Oh, never mind. Never mind. You can find the owner, and then you can skip trace their contact info and reach out to them. So, if you're doing wholesale, if you're trying to reach out to sellers, try to get them to sell, this is all good ways to do it. If you drive by and you see a property that's neglected, you can find the property owner and you can, try and reach out. This is how a lot of people do wholesale, do lease options, sub twos, all of that is this type of work. It's just numbers, right? They hire a VA, they have a team, just bam, 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 blast it out to a ton of people. And 1 out of 100 might bite. And then 1 out of 100 of those may sell it to you. So it's a numbers game. And you can make some money on it. Okay, so they want, hello, pen? Oh no. Okay, well, I'm gonna have to wait about 3 or 4 minutes here while my pencil gets some charge. Damn it. Okay, in the meantime, what was I going to say about that? Oh, when we're doing real estate, right? One of the things that we want to do is we want to consider what is our financial independence number, right? And this is something that people don't really think about. Some people are like, all right, if my job is, if I make $10,000 a month, does that mean $10,000 a month will have me quit my job? I don't know. It's up to you. How much do you hate your job? Maybe you'll take 6,000, right? If I can replace 6,000 of that, I'm leaving my job. Okay, so you got to know your number. What will have you leave your W-2 job? Because when you leave that and you become a real estate professional, there's also something on the tax side that really makes 6,000 like 9,000. Because when you got a W-2 job, 10,000 is really like 8,000 or 7,500, right? So those are all things to consider, but know what that number is for you. It doesn't have to be passive income. It could be just investment income. Investment income could be a flip. You may do a flip, make 15,000, and then you may have an Airbnb that makes 20,000 a year, and then you may have another thing that you do, a wholesale deal, make another 10K, 20K. So adding those things up, let's say this year I hit $70,000, and my goal was if I hit 70,000, I know I can quit. Now I still have my job. So once I hit the 70,000, I continue, I'm doing this on the side. Okay. I'm working and I'm doing it on the side. If I can hit 70K, I'm like, all right, I now have a buffer. This 70K is my buffer, my 1 year of buffer to go all in. I got permission to invest in myself now. And I'm going to go all in. If you can make 70K doing it as part-time, having a W-2 job, what would it look like if you really went all in? Right? So you should probably be doing double, if not more than double that. But that's a, like, you got to be committed. There's got to be some sort of drive that has you do that. All right. So part of what we're doing, we're actually in September, first week of September, Tuesday nights, 8 p.m. We're going to be running a multifamily mastery program. You have to come with a accountability buddy, and it's $500. It's like 10 weeks. You are going to learn all the ins and outs from, all the key terms to underwriting to even social media to capital raising. Everything is going to be included in there. How I went from 12 to 800 plus in like a year. Right. So how I did that is all going to be in that course. And if you can, like, as a result of being there for that 10 weeks, if in this year you can get, or maybe within a year time, if you can be in your first deal, that would be an amazing accomplishment. Especially this year being really tough to get into deals, that people are even able to do deals. So what does it take? What does partnership look like? What are all the different roles? And it's $500 for 2 people. Nick, if you can post the link for anyone that is interested. Oh, you already
Yeah, I did.
Good job. Okay, great. And then the other thing, while we're waiting, another announcement is Nick has started a secret to social media little thing, $20 a month. So Nick is our little guru, our golden child in Legends, and has really helped me scale from 100 people on my email list to 2,000, from 600 or 500 followers on Instagram to 156,000. He has been a huge catalyst for that, and now he's starting his own little thing. So really happy for him. I'm going to support it all the way. He is running a call every Sunday called The Secret to Social Media, right, Nick?
Yep.
Okay,
Starting this
cool.
Sunday.
Starting this Sunday. It's $20 a month. It's a no-brainer. If you have not been all in on social media, get in. Okay, $20 a month is not an all-in, but it will get you moving forward. And the stuff that he will reveal, I'm sure will be eye-opening. The couple calls that he has led on Mondays and Thursdays, people have been like, oh my God, Nick, do more. So, out of all the requests, Nick has finally stepped into allocating one day or an extra day. He's on all of these calls already, but these calls are for us, for Legends. Now he's doing one for himself. I'm super excited. I think we already have like 5 people signed up, right, Nick?
Yeah. Very
Nice.
exciting.
Okay, cool. So that's going to be a really fun journey, I'm sure. And I look forward to seeing how that turns out. So that's that. The last thing is that a bunch of us are going to the Brad Sumrock event from the 25th to the 28th. It's super cheap tickets that he gave me to give to my community. Where is it? Do you have it? Do I have it?
I can send it. Bear with me.
Let's see. Did you do it?
There it
Boom.
is.
Oh man, I thought I
I
beat
beat
you. No, I
you.
didn't. All right. Is my pen ready yet? Come on, pen. Okay. My pen got some juice. All right. So this property, first of all, $13.6 million. Let's just break it down to, if we were to get an LTV, which is loan to value, of 65%, maybe we can, maybe we can't. So that means what we would do is we would take 13.6 million. So you guys, if you have a calculator, feel free to follow along. 13.6 million times 0.65. That means we can get a loan of 8. Don't die on me, pen. Don't you do it. 8.84 million is the loan indicated by this little hash, little whatever thing that I put under there. That's the loan. What is our down payment? Our down payment is 4.76 million that we got to raise. Ooh, that sounds very doable for this deal. Okay, so that's the loan. What is the loan going to cost us? That's what we want to look at. Recently, we got quoted because this is a pretty stabilized property. We don't have to do a lot of value adds. We would go straight for some sort of fixed debt with either life insurance company, with Freddie Mac, Fannie Mae, somebody in the fixed agency debt type of place. So we got quoted 5.95%. This is IO, interest only for 5 years. However, the banks usually, for DSCR, you're going to have to add 1.25% to this. So we'll talk about that in a second on why that is important. We'll call this the principal when it kicks in. This is interest only, interest, interest, and principal. Okay, so we'll get to that, why that's important. So let's calculate this. Based on this right now, we got 8.84 million. So together, this what makes 7.2? No, 7.1. Sorry. Yeah, 7.1. Wait. 7.2. Okay, so we want to be underwriting this really at a 7.2, knowing that we are going to be cash flowing off of 5.95. But right now, we're trying to see what type of loan we can get. All right, so 7.2, what is the debt cost? So right now, we're looking for the cost of your debt. So debt cost, this is on a yearly, what is it per year that we are going to pay? 8.84 million times 7.2% is represented by 0.072. This is going to cost us $636,480 a year. We know that we can service this debt with the NOI. Right? The NOI was what? 1.2 million, something like that. That's sweet. Okay, so we saw that the NOI was 1.2 million. DSCR, we might even be able to get away with putting 20% down on this. Okay, DSCR 1.25. What does that mean? DSCR is your NOI divided by your debt cost. That is what a DSCR is. This is how the bank decides what they're going to loan you. So we know that this is the NOI and that this is the debt cost. 1.2 million. 1.2 million divided by 636,480. We have right now a DSCR of 1.88. We're good. We might be able to do even better than this. Now, what is it going to cash flow? So now that we find out, okay, we got the DSCR covered, we might even be able to get higher leverage, but we won't go there yet. That will be our more optimistic underwriting. But this is a conservative underwriting, so we're going to keep it where we are. We're going to raise 4.76 million. I mean, imagine buying this deal and only have to raise 2 million. Be ridiculous. Or 3 million. That would be what we raised basically for a $5 million deal. Okay. Man, more and more I'm ready to jump into this deal before we're even done underwriting. So instead of taking 636,000, we know that we're going to get 5-year IO at 5.95. Let's find out what the debt cost is going to be. So let's do a new debt cost based on the 5.95 now, not the 7.2, because we're not going to be paying principal. So 8.84 million times 0.0595. Our debt cost is actually 525,980. Oh man, this deal is super, super amazing right now. We need to make an offer on this like ASAP. NOI 1.2 million. Oof. 1.2 million minus your 525,980. That is $674,000 of free cash flow. Okay, what do we put down? We put down our down payment. Holy shit. Our down payment was 4.76 million. 700. So to find out your cash on cash, it is your free cash flow divided by your down payment. Okay. So 674,000 divided by 4.76 million gives us cash on cash of 14.16%. Okay, who's ready to invest in this deal? This is retarded. So I'm not even really going to go too much deeper on this deal. I'm just going to like end this call and go submit my LOI right now. But I'm definitely going to be talking to Sujay tonight. I don't care how late it is for him tonight. I'm calling his ass and he's going to have to pay. Whoa, my Apple Pencil charged to 50%. Did you see that in that time that we were talking before? Sick. Right. Sick deal. Questions. I might have gone too fast on my math and stuff. Questions. I don't think we
Hey,
will
Alex.
have any problem raising capital when we're returning cash on cash 14.16.
What's the plan on the deal? For how long you plan to hold it?
I mean, returning 14.16%, I will hold this thing forever.
And what's the minimum to go in?
This is gonna be a 506C. I'm pretty sure. So it will be probably 75K. It will be the minimum.
Okay.
Also, we do have some big check writers right now that are looking. So there might only be a very small percentage of retail investing. So maybe like $2 million for retail investors. And I would do 506B, but I really want us and Legends and our team to be able to publicly display this monster that we're going to be showing. So that's the reason why I'm going to be doing 506C. If you are not accredited, let's still talk and figure out if there is a way that we can get you involved in this deal and our future deals, which are all going to be 506Cs moving forward. Okay. There is licenses, tests that you can take that can give you accreditation. It's not very expensive, somewhere around $99 or something like that. It takes like 5 weeks. So even if you don't meet the net worth and the income criteria for being accredited, you can have a certain certification which gives you accreditation. So we'll also talk about that. All of this we go over in our course. Like if you're not sure, like, oh, what is 506B, 506C, accreditation, non-accreditation, all that stuff, we go through the entire freaking thing. I got 30 freaking modules of stuff. Okay. I don't care how much you know about multifamily. I'm sure there's going to be something in there that you don't know, because I'm going to drop I'm going to drop social media in there. I'm going to drop community building in there, capital raising in there. So all of that's going to be in there. It's not just like I never bring just there might be even be some A Course in Miracles spiritual stuff in there too, because I never bring just one thing. I bring the whole package every time I do everything. All right, and most of you guys that have been around me long enough know that this is what I do. Bring the whole shebang. And I'm always thinking, how do I give 10 times the value? Okay, people that joined our mastermind, it was like it's 10K, 15K. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna do a yearly. Everybody gets it for life. I was just like, why? Why do yearly? Like, I'm about creating community. If people commit to me one time, they're in. That's all I care about. I care about your commitment one time. Show me that you're in. Show me that you're super serious about becoming a legend and being what we're really about, which, I share this all the time. It's not about the deals. It's not about the money. It's about really making a paradigm shift in the world. That's what I'm committed to doing. And I want people that are committed to be with me, especially when we're starting off. I have no doubt in my mind, 1 year, 2 year, 3 years down the road, people are just going to be joining. I don't even have to ask people to join because of what we're doing and the size of deals that we're going to be doing. But this is on the ground level, and people get to be a part of the building phases of this. And we have just the most amazing people in the community already, just so many givers. And that's where we come from. We come from service, come from giving. And the goal is to get to 360,000 members. And I believe when we hit that number, the entire world's going to change. So I have a little story that I made for that in our what's it called? Mighty Networks page. All right. What time do we have? We got a little more time. Any questions before I go on to the Pompano deal? I'm just like packing it in for you guys.
Why is this group selling?
Why are they selling? Because he died. Well, so Tony Hsieh bought all of these, and when he passed away, all of these properties kind of got locked up into this like probate. The family had it, and then Downtown Projects had a agreement with Tony Hsieh of how they wanted to develop it. And so they took over management of everything. And then now the family, we knew that this portfolio was going to come out for sale when the family gave all of the portfolio to a company from Los Angeles, and they specialized in liquidation. Okay, they specialize in breaking your things down and selling. So once that happened, everybody knew it's only a matter of time before the portfolio comes out. Right now, I think probably somewhere around 30% of the portfolio has been released. There is a couple motels that are shut down right now, fenced in hotels. Though when those come out, I will be going after those extremely aggressively. Like, I will start a fund for it. Like, as soon as this deal, when we go into this hotel deal, anybody that misses this deal, we're going to put them into a fund, and then we're going to take those deals down. So Legends will make an impact in the downtown of Las Vegas. Everybody will know us in 5 years, 10 years, and be like, oh, Legends own this, they own that, they own all of this shit here. And we can really make a difference for the community, Like, we will have a say, we will have a seat at the table, at the big table. And that's what we do. Not going to do anything small, do big things, big vision. This is
So
Sujay's
Alex,
picture.
are you familiar
Oh my
with,
Huh?
are you familiar with Tim Lewicki? He's a developer of the Oakview Group's 25-acre they're building.
You're the second person that brought his name up this week.
He's building a resort campus to help attract the NBA team, and it's south of the Strip.
South of the strip. So I'm not going south of the strip. Everybody. Oh, yeah. Okay. So the NBA team. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
$10 billion. They're building a stadium over there. So actually, we are looking at some land over there.
Okay,
I'm interested in land over there. So
okay,
that will be a separate play. I'm not really interested in building it. I want to see the NBA stadium go, like, start construction. They actually get it. That it's not a rumor and all that. Even though south of the strip there is actually really good.
okay.
Oh,
Because it seems like everything's moving south for that whole big development.
yeah. I mean,
25 acres.
$10
Resort.
billion for a NBA stadium is awesome. And this group, they built like 16 stadiums in the last like 3 years. They built the T-Mobile Stadium here in Las Vegas as well. So, when they made when Vegas made a push for an NBA extension team, they already had $10 billion private money from Tim to build and he already has the land. So it's going to be crazy. And I think LeBron James is trying to bring the team over here to Vegas. Okay, so we'll do the Pompano deal real quick. I think it's a really interesting deal, so I want people to get a chance to see it. Yeah, if you come to the Brad Sumrock Platinum ticket, you will be, the fourth day is an extra day that you get to hang with Robert Kiyosaki. So I'm sure you can get a photo with Robert. I'm excited. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna run up there and take a picture with him because he got me started. Some people said that he's and lately I've been feeling a little judgmental about his whole, like, the world's coming to an end, you're a loser, he's a loser, all that crap. But I still think he's just amazing. Oh yeah. So connect with Peter, my fraternity brother. What's up, bro? All right. What was I doing? Okay, Pompano. Focus. Okay, here we go. They say that a deal that is next to Walgreens, not Walgreens, Whole Foods is a good deal. This property is literally like 4 blocks away. No, sorry, like maybe 2 blocks away from a Whole Foods. You can walk there. So if you guys know Florida Federal Highway, Route 1, you want to be around that. Okay. It goes Federal, then it goes what is it? Dixie, and then it goes 95. So it just goes west. You want to be as east as you can to the ocean, and Federal is, it goes A1A, which is the most east. There's all the, if you drive anywhere from Miami all the way up to West Palm Beach, everything on A1A is just in the millions at least. Okay. Tens of millions. So Federal, anything on the east side of Federal, amazing, but anything west close to Federal is also good. But there's a big difference when you go from east to west. This just happens to sit right on the west side of Federal. I used to live in Pompano Beach. I know exactly where this is. I actually just went there this weekend and I drove by this property. Just the location is ridiculous. I love it. Great new stores and stuff right across the street. Yeah. So let's see this property. See this? This is literally right here. Okay, yeah. So here, see, Route 1, A1A, and then 95. You get close to 95, you really don't even really want to be there. Okay, it just gets worse and worse as you get towards 95. But here, so much stuff happening. Pompano Beach, growing like crazy. So this is 30 units. Oh, interesting. 30 units. We're just closing on a 30 unit now, but they got a pool in the middle. I drove by it. The entire parking lot's actually brand new, paved, and they have actually, I think, 36 parking spots. when I counted. NOI 310,000. So let's just quickly go through the underwriting of this deal, see if we can make sense of the numbers, and then see like if this is something we would get into. Okay, so I'll just go down a little bit more of this. I want to find out what their rents are actually. This is a really good location. Jen, you know this location. How good is this?
It's really good. My concern is the HOA finances and reserves and all the issues. I was just looked at about
There's no HOA here. This is not condo. This is multifamily.
it's how many units?
30.
Well, that
30
roof is
unit.
up.
This is all one asset. This is not broken condos. Nobody owns it. There's no HOA. If you buy it, this is yours.
One.
Yeah.
Okay.
So no HOA, but you know, the
Well,
location. Great, right?
I just want to bring that up though, because it would still fall under the new legislation that passed for like the amount of money you need to have in reserves and funding for concrete restoration and all that.
Yeah. That's gonna come from, you know, the state and also Florida. So we do need to put that. That's something good to know to put into the underwriting. But let's just kind of look at it more at a high level, and we'll just be very conservative so that that number will also be included in there.
I'm looking very intently at this.
Okay. So it's called Breezy Palms Apartments, Pompano Beach, selling for 178,000 a door. So this is good to know, right? So look, you guys see this property right here. This is where it is on the map. You go west, like because I know this location, I know how Florida works down here. This is not really a comp. This one right here, which sold for 173,000 or is selling. I don't think this might not have sold. But if it has sold, you're in a good position here for 178,000 a door. Okay,
Well,
let's see.
and Lighthouse Point is a very exclusive.
Lighthouse Point's over
um,
here. They sold for 210 over here. So
Well, my point is the proximity to there.
yes.
It's a very exclusive neighborhood.
Yeah, Lighthouse Point is very expensive. Like you can see right across the street, across the highway, you have another multifamily that sold for 210,000 a door. Okay. Can I get some average rents? That's all I want. I just want some average rents on here.
Well, I want to, are they 1-1s or 2-1s or different or what? For the
That's,
178.
that's what we're getting to.
Hmm.
Okay, so here's rent comparables. So average rents are 1541. They have studio, they have 2211 and 421, and that's what they're renting for. So their rent per square feet. So usually when you go up in like square footage, your rent per square foot actually comes down a little bit. But if we compare it to some of these other ones, it's probably on par. I would say that a 1-1 over there is probably 1552 with a swimming pool, you know, where this
No, that's
location is.
big. Wait, the rent or the square footage?
The rent. 1552 for a 1-1.
That's way low.
Yeah. So, but we're gonna underwrite it at this. So this
Okay.
is what I wanted to find. That's all I care about right now. I do think it's low too, but the one thing you
that's a
gotta
good
think, one thing I do focus on also is this is what I saw, which concerns me a little bit, is 285 apartments coming right next door to you. Okay. It's not a bad thing, okay, because they might come out at $2,300, $2,500 for their 1-1s, and you can still keep your rents going. But if they go to 1,800 and they have a lot more amenities, you're gonna stay your butt at 1,500. Okay, you're not bringing it up any higher. So that would be the only consideration. So we're gonna underwrite this at 1,575, and that's what the in-place rent is right now. I do think it's low. I think Pompano is growing crazy. And okay, so let's begin this
Look at-
underwriting process.
Look real quick at the square footage, right? I think I saw 2.2 for 650 square feet.
Yeah,
Six
one
hundred
was
fifty square
550.
feet. Yeah, those are small.
Yeah, they're
So you
small.
gotta
So
check the rents against the size of the unit.
yeah, two.
Location wise, anything under 200 in my quick calcs near the water, that's a good price.
Yeah.
Something like that. Simple
Yes.
structure. Nice.
Yeah, I do just from that. But let's see if we can make numbers work. Okay, so they want 1 sec. What was it? 5.6 million. Okay, they want 5.35 million.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna share my screen now with my handy dandy iPad again. I'm not even gonna, so this is another one of those occasions where I am not going to look at the seller's NOI because I know the location, I know what the expenses are gonna be, I know what the rents are. So I'm gonna make my own assumption of what the NOI is gonna be. So I'm not even gonna look at theirs. I think they said 310, something like that. Good for them. I don't believe it. And we'll see where we're going. We're gonna get with here. So okay, 5.35 million is the purchase price. Here we go again. Let's go 65% LTV. And so 5.35 million times 0.65. We will have a loan for 3.48 million. That means we got to put down somewhere around 1.87 million. All right, this is what our down payment is gonna be that, but it's gonna be more because you're gonna have plus, right? When you get into this, you're gonna have plus acquisition fee, you're gonna have plus closing fee, you're gonna have plus reserves. So it's gonna be more. But right now we're trying to get to if we can even service the debt, what kind of DSCR this is gonna be, what type of LTV we're even gonna get. All right. So overall, I think we're probably going to need to raise somewhere around 2.2 million, something like that, 2.3 million. That's probably what you will need to raise, but we're not going to go there right now. Let's just figure out what the debt's going to be. So at 5.95 interest rate plus 1.25 principal. We're at 7.2 again, so 3.48 million. And I don't know if on this property, because this is going to be small balance, I don't know if it will still have this type of debt, right? So this is very optimistic at 5.95 for this deal right now. But let's just see if it works. Okay, what you will do is if this passes your test, then you would go and get another debt quote from your lender. Okay, they should usually be able to pretty fast tell you how much they can give you based on the NOI of the property, based on what they see on the OM. You would submit your OM to your lender, and they will give you a number, and they'll tell you how many years and how many years IO interest only that you will get. Okay, the reason why when we buy multifamily we don't want principal is because you're going to bring investors in, and investors really do not care about unrealized gains. Okay, when you pay principal down, that is an unrealized gain. Because even though you paid a couple $100,000 down, if you sell the property and you have to sell at a couple $100,000 less, there goes all those principal money, right? So we don't really care about that too much. But here is your debt service is going to be 250,560. Okay, now we got to figure out our NOI. Our NOI is going to be, oh wow, we're almost towards the end of this call. Go fast. We got 1575 per month for rent average. times 0.9 for vacancy, okay, occupancy, times 12 for 12 months, and then that equals, oh wait, so times 30 for 30 units, right? Sorry about that. And what we're gonna get is 1575 times 0.9 for the occupancy, times 12 for 12 months, times 30 for 30 units. 510,300 is our gross income. Expenses in Florida, one definitely for a deal like this, you're probably, unless you're going to self-manage, you're going to be looking at 50% expenses minimum, probably. And that is going to be 510,300 times 0.5, 255,150. Your debt service is 250. We're not really looking too good right now. All right, see how hard it is to make a deal work, even though it seemed to look good on paper in the front. And right now, like, I know that I can't even, this is not going to work. 5.35 million is not going to work because I was not conservative on the interest rate here. And, you know, even though we went 65 LTV, we're not going to meet the DSCR. The only way that you can meet your DSCR to 1.2 or 1.25 is if you put more money down. But if you put more money down, you're already putting 2.3 down on this thing. You go and put 3 million, 3.5 down and get a $2 million loan. You're losing out on leverage first, and your cash on cash is going to be super low. And you're going to have a hard time having investors invest in this deal with you. So this is a deal that, you know, we told the broker that we will offer 4.3 million. And at 4.3 million, this will actually give us like a 5% cash on cash and meet the DSCR. And we put 35% down. And the broker's like, he's probably not going to take it. So right now he's got a loan on this thing for 3 million. So these guys belong to a group in Miami. They want to move and do things in Miami, something bigger. I don't know. This is a deal that we're going to hang around the rim. But, you know, I wanted to show you guys, you know, something that looked good from this place. And then we compare two deals. I actually didn't underwrite the hotel deal at all. But, you know, this was a deal that I was originally going to show that was just going to be, it looks good, great location. You know, everything seems good about it. Can't make it work. Now, if interest rates were at 3%, 3.2%, then this deal will probably work, because let's take a look at what that would look like. 3.48 million times 4.5%. It's 156,000, right? That little shift, the 2%, the 2.5% shift in interest rate knocks the debt down $100,000. Right? If it was 156,000, now we have $100,000 a year cash flow on this, putting $2 million down. 100,000 divided by 2 million on this thing. We got a 5% cash on cash as is. We didn't even have to lower the price. But because interest rates are high, people cannot buy this deal. That's why you don't have to, like, you don't want to be pushed by the brokers. Anybody, if you learn to underwrite and you learn what I'm teaching you today, you will not be bullied by a broker. Brokers be like, oh my God, submit your deal. There's 3 or 4 people coming in and they're close to the offer already. So put your LOI in today and this and that. Like, what? None of those people are going to be able to buy this deal. All right. So great. You hang around and and this is when you call bullshit on the broker, and it's good. You want opportunities to be able to call brokers bullshit. Because they will bullshit at this time.
They're
Huh?
not going to invest. They're not going to invest in Miami. They're upside down on it.
Yeah. So, you know.
Hey, also from a builder's point of view, they're asking 320 a square foot. We can build this brand new at 250 to 275. So that 320 is way out.
Great point.
Way out of the deal.
Yeah, I mean, but you might not be able to get this land though, right? So this
But the
location,
location
Yeah.
you're gonna fight for it, but you were right around 4.5. That's a 275 a foot. That's
Yeah.
more along the lines.
So this is when you got a builder in the house thinking. So this is why our legends group is amazing, because you got builders, you got all these different perspectives. Dwight is like in the entertainment experience. He's got all that background. So we put all our minds together when we go through a deal. We're gonna give our investors the best possible chance and the best returns. All right. And what we want to do is we want to bring out all the gifts in everybody. Right? Monica might be super new to this game, but she's like committed. She's learning. Okay. Nick was able to do the underwriting call last week for this call. Not because I taught it to him, but it's because he sat on these calls for a whole freaking year. And I made him do the underwriting thing without helping him at all. I didn't give him any help. He was like, "Hey, can you help me with what I need to do?" I'm like, no time. I'm on a flight. Can't do it. You figure it out. And he did. All right. Like this is what when you have an opportunity to shine, you shine. You do it. You step up. And in our group, I give everybody these opportunities. Hey, here's a chance to step up. Here's a live deal. Here's our asset management calls. Let's go. Right. And then also on these calls, I want to highlight our members all the time. You get a chance to present. Like presenting is in the beginning, it's a kind of a scary thing. And it's just the opportunities are amazing. So yeah, any questions, thoughts before we conclude this call? It went by much faster than I thought, but yeah. What's up?
What's
Go ahead.
up? The class that you're having for $500, is that 500 divided by 2?
Yeah.
Because Kathy had that question.
Yes. So 2 people, $500. You got to come. You guys can split it 250, however you want to do it, but it's $500 for 2 people. I want you to come in with an accountability buddy. Okay. I usually what I do is I assign people, but when I assign people, somebody doesn't show up and then somebody gets upset. I'm not dealing with that. You bring your own accountability buddy and you take it up with that person if they don't show up for you. Okay. Now, a lot of our Legends members will also be there, so you're going to get to meet everybody. But when you come into this course, you need to bring your own accountability buddy. So if you don't have one, start to say, "Hey, come over to to these Monday calls and get them interested," and then be like, "Let's do it together. Let's learn together." Maybe we buy an apartment. Who doesn't want to do that? Right.
Motivated. You said so a little bit more about the class. It's 10 weeks.
Yeah.
Okay. And how many hours a week should we devote to this? Minimum. Expect to devote to this to be successful.
Oh, that's going to be up to you. Some people learn a lot faster. If it's going to take you an hour just to understand DSCR, I don't know. I'm going to give it to you. You're going to teach each other. Part of what I do is I teach people to teach. And by the time you're done, the other amazing thing is take this course and go freaking run a meetup. Go teach your mom, go teach your kids. Take this course and go teach it. That's going to be awesome. You could probably go and make freaking $10,000 teaching this, what I'm going to teach you guys. All right. I just want to touch more people's lives. I want more people to go through this, get to this state so that we can do deals together. Okay. Originally, I was going to do this for $5,000. If it was $5,000, it would still be a sick deal because you're going to get all the materials and you're going to go out and teach it and you could go make $10,000 off of it. All right. So this is a no-brainer. Do it. And it'll be fun. I always make everything fun. Wait. Okay. Any other questions?
Yeah, I had a quick question.
Yeah.
We had a visitor come in and join us during the week, whatever. Somebody invites them. But some of these people, they don't even know they can become members of Legends Equity. So besides taking classes, taking courses, learning things, right? How do you advertise the fact that you can become a member of this club?
So only, right
Oh.
now, only like special invites. Like I've invited a
gotcha.
couple people. Like it's not just like anybody that just like, oh yeah, I just want to join a mastermind. Here we go. Like we're in a building phase. You know, we're
Mhm.
taking down properties. We're establishing our standard operating procedures. All of that. This is being built by all of us together. Right.
Mhm.
So there's specific people that I will want in here as people that are going to be committed that I've seen on these calls all the time, you know, and I'm not, you know, I'm really not, you know, opening enrollment right now, right? Maybe
Yeah.
when this course is done, we'll get closer to it. But I do think that in November, I will make a very big push when our deal is closed and we're running the asset and we have more, you know, some good momentum and we're got this, you know, some other deal under contract. November, I think I will open it and I'm gonna look to and create, you know, add 100 members to our Legends group. So just sneak peek of my thinking.
Yeah.
You know, but for now, like, you know, if you're interested, you can reach out to me. We can talk about it. But you know, we're not really like inviting anybody in. We're not really just open for enrollment, you know. Yeah. So
Okay. At least we know how to answer. But I totally agree. And it's very important that real estate is learned, the system is learned, the state of mind, the mindset. You gotta learn all that before you can even become a business partner in anywhere. Okay.
yeah,
You gotta learn the ropes, you gotta learn the material, you gotta run it like a business.
yeah. I mean,
If you're just
so
playing with it, well, yeah.
totally. And you gotta, and if you get the opportunity to do it, right? Like in our Legends group in the last deal, it's a $5 million deal. $120,000 went to our mastermind group. Like people that you paid 15 grand to be in something for life, and you're a part of the first deal, you're making your money back right there on the spot. You know, so it's really a no-brainer. And this is us doing one deal. Last year I did 7 deals. Different time, obviously, but if we had 7 deals, you know how like every single Legend member would be a general partner by now, and you know, we would be on a roll. There would be hundreds of people trying to join this group. So I don't want to grow too big too fast. You know, that's another thing that I really I want to be cautious about too. When you grow too big too fast and you don't have the capacity to handle that, it might get a little out of control, you know, and so I'm cautious in the way that we're growing. You know, there's a couple people that have special invites out for, and yeah, it's, you know, that's it.
Like, cool.
Yep.
Thanks, man.
So, okay. Last thoughts, last questions. I got another call I got to jump on, but this was, you know, I enjoyed it. I'm excited about the hotel deal 100%. I'm about to go blow up Sujay's phone.
Hey, one last question about Sujay, not to take on or anything, but I'm sure he has the qualification. How many of these hotels, motels does he own personally? He's told you?
So 15. So that he doesn't own, he
15.
does syndications, but he only has about 2 or 3 investors in each one of his hotels.
Okay. Does he operate any of them
He
himself?
operates all of them.
Okay,
He's a
good.
self-operator, all
Good.
15. He's
That's
a beast, and he's built them too. He's
that's
built
the
them
guy
from the
you
ground
want, the
up.
operator. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Cool.
So, yes.
Excellent.
Okay. Great. Have a fantastic night, everybody. I hope there was a lot of value. I hope to see you guys at the Brad Sumrock event. Thank you for being here. Yes, go rent the room and check it out. Good idea. All right. Have a good one, everybody. Good night. Good night. Good night.